Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Lily, and for those of you who are returning, thanks so much for dropping by again. It's been probably, I want to say maybe a week and a half, almost 2 weeks since my last post, which was actually a quick room tour of my studio apartment here in Philly. And yeah, I just wanted to show you all what that looked like. But I thought, you know what, it's been a little while. I have a lot of updates, and I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts in terms of basically an accelerated program, at least the very starts of it, and really what backpack I've been using for this past 2 weeks, just because, again, we love bags here, so I thought it would be appropriate, you know, what bag I've been using as a nursing student. But anyways, this is kind of like a mumbo jumble of things. I actually don't really have, you know, an exact plan of what to talk about besides what I just mentioned. But anyways, if you're just taking a little break, jumping on YouTube, and you're interested in listening to me chat about nursing school and also how the first week of that has been, or the first 2 weeks of that has been, go ahead and stay tuned, grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab some snacks. Let's get right into it. All right, so just a really quick intro for those of you who are new here and don't know me. My name is Lily, and I started an accelerated nursing school here in Philly, and I'm actually originally from California, so yes, I did move all the way across country. I'm really excited about this program, and it essentially is a 15-month program, and basically you need to finish all your nursing courses within these 15 months, and it is for a master's program, so it's really for folks who have already obtained their bachelor's degree in a non-nursing field and you want to go into nursing. So a lot of, actually all my classmates, they've had a bachelor's in a different field and now they're moving into nursing. It's been a really really crazy ride for the past 1.5 weeks, really, because I had started classes officially on August 14th, and today was my final. So today was my last day for that first course. So we're all completed now, and I'll be sharing that with you, my thoughts on it. But yeah, so really quickly, if you're interested in some type of like transitioning into nursing as a second career like myself, I think this, you know, looking into accelerated programs is a really good option if you already have a first degree, because you don't need to take all the basic courses anymore for you know, general ed courses, and you go straight. So all of the courses that they have structured for this program, it's all nursing related. Definitely gonna be fast paced. Like, I feel it, I felt it last week, and it's actually the foundation course. So it's supposed to be the easiest course, but yeah, it's fast. But you know, I think that at least my experience so far in this program, it's been so amazing. Yeah, let's move into a little bit about the first week and a half in this program. All right, so today is August 25th as I'm recording this, and I mentioned earlier that I started this course. It's an assessment of health on August 14th. So not including weekends, it was a total of 1, 2 plus 4. It was 6 days total of didactic teaching and also simulation teachings from our instructors. And today is the 7th day, but today we actually took the final sim exam. So I just want to put that into perspective a little bit when we're talking about accelerated programs versus traditional programs. I think there's benefits for both, depending on where you are in your life. According to our instructors, this course, this assessment of health course, traditionally it's a 1-semester course. If you were to finish your bachelor's of nursing in 4 years, but for us, because we are accelerated, we had to finish it within 6 days. So I know that sounds like a lot, and it was a lot initially when I thought about it, but it's actually very doable, I think, if you just really hone in and you just study. Because for the past 6 days, not including weekends, and weekends I would also be studying. It was just studying. The didactic wasn't too bad. So didactic is lecture, if you're not aware of that. I know it's just, I guess, the certain terminologies I had to learn myself too. But the lecture exam, there was a lot of information given to us by a professor, but you know, I think it was manageable. The lecture for this, at least this course, wasn't too bad. You definitely learned a lot. For me, the difficult part was the simulation. Not really difficult, but difficult in a way that you have to memorize a lot. So you have to memorize a lot of things within a very short period of time and be able to utilize both your memorization and understanding of, you know, what certain things mean, but also the motor skills, because it was a head-to-toe assessment. So we basically had 30 minutes where you had to finish and remember everything that you were going to say, assessing a patient from head to toe. And we had basically I learned like on, I think, Monday, that how, yeah, I learned about it this past Monday, how extremely detailed it had to be. And I was just kind of, the first time I heard about it, I was like kind of blown away, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. I don't know if I can do this, you know, and the doubt starts creeping in. But then the thing about wanting to pursue something, wanting to go into something different, you just got to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do this. I mean, there's no buts, there's no ifs, there's no fails. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to do it well. And that's kind of the mindset I had. And I think that applies to everything we're doing, like everything new that we're trying to learn, right? Like it seems very overwhelming at first. And honestly, when I was leaving, I had worked per diem at a local hospital before I moved here to Philly. And the nurses there, they were amazing. But one of them actually said, hey, you know, it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to feel like you want to quit. And she went to a traditional 4-year program. And she's like, yeah, you just have to keep going. And I understand where she's coming from now. But I think that if you are so passionate about it, and you know, have a really focused goal, I really do think it's possible, even for people who are second career individuals like myself, right? Going into something completely new in a way of speaking, and just really learning everything, grasping everything. You just really have to be curious about it. So yes, I think that it can be overwhelming, but I think it's overwhelming initially, and then when you get past that hump, it's actually not too bad. And I do know that I am very fortunate enough to be able to just focus on school. I know that for a lot of folks, they have family, they have kids, they have partners, they have aging parents they need to take care of, and it's, you know, not exactly the most the easiest to handle, right? But for me, I have been very blessed that, you know, I am living here alone, and that was all strategically thought out, where my husband's at home in Cali, taking care of the animals. My parents are in Cali, my friends are there, and I'm just here by myself, and I'm able to focus. So I think that everyone has different ways of doing things, but it is only, again, for me, it's a 17-month period, including the month I came here before school started, the month after I'm done. So that's for 17 months, that's why for me. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, nursing school, a lot of people say it's very hard. I can see why it is hard. You're going to be assessing patients, you're going to be building a relationship, working with these patients in a manner of speaking where you're caring for them, not in a provider capacity, of course, but like more so obviously in a nurse capacity, and that's a lot, right? And you need to be ready for that. So I understand why these courses are structured this way, and I'm actually really grateful for this particular program here, because I think that at least my initial impressions right now, it's actually, it has been structured very well. We'll see about that. Again, this is just the first course. So for this first course, like I mentioned, it is a foundations course. They teach you assessing health. And so there is a lot of summation of things that we've learned previously in anatomy and physio as a prereq before going into the program. But I think it really nicely gives you an idea, a very nice intro into sort of what a nurse does, the roles and responsibilities of a nurse, and just in general, you know, a really nice intro into this field. So yeah, I took my didactic. Unfortunately, I studied for that for 2 days, full days, and again, bear in mind we had 6 days. I unfortunately did get a B+. It wasn't a very difficult exam, honestly, and I made some really silly mistakes. And honestly, I will say that, like, trust your first gut instinct. Trust your first gut instinct. Sorry, my tongue's just rolling over because I just had a really long sim today for that final. But trust your gut instinct, and it almost, like, a lot of times it tends to be right, because I went back and I changed some answers, and I changed it to the wrong answer, so I got an 89%, unfortunately, and that was a little embarrassing because it wasn't that difficult of an exam, surprisingly. But I think it's just, again, this specific course for the next courses, especially patho, it's going to be a lot more difficult. But the simulation part was the one that I was most worried about, and that's the one where you have to know what you're doing, and it has to go in a specific order, and you have to memorize it, and you have to say all of it to your partner, who's the patient, like within 30 minutes. So I was like speaking like an auctioneer, I felt, and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's done, it's over. I got an A, that part of the exam, and so my overall grade for this first course is an A. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled. I'm just glad we have tomorrow off, and then we're going to start the new course on Wednesday. So you see how like fast-paced everything is, but it's pretty it's intense, but it's totally doable, I feel. Again, that is just, you know, a little bit subjective, but I do feel that, you know, if you are able to plan ahead, if you can organize and kind of time manage, you know, things, I think that it is possible. So that is my little spiel. I hope I didn't bore you. Just my little spiel about nursing school so far. And for those of you who might be interested, or if you are currently in an accelerated program, I would love to hear if my experience differs from you. And if you want to share your thoughts, I'd love to hear that as well. But basically, I'm going to be showing you the two main bags I've been using for the past week and a half. I'll do the first one just because it's empty, but it is this one. It is the Lululemon tote, and I'm going to put links to both of these bags in the description below. I just don't remember what it's called exactly, the model, but I will put it in the description so you can find it if you're interested. This is a tote. This is what I use for orientation. So we had 2 days of orientation before we actually started our course, which was really nice. And I used this one for orientation because I didn't need to bring like a huge laptop or anything. This is like a canvas material from Lululemon, and they do have it come in. They do come in also like a nylon material, but I got this one. I think this was one of the like when it came out, it was like the first time it came out, I believe. So I got this one, and I still really like it. I think it's a great bag. It's so comfortable. And it does have a little bit of an athleisure vibe to it. The price isn't bad. I mean, Lululemon prices are not too bad, I feel, compared to, in terms of bags, compared to like a designer brand, right? This has held up so well. I put this through the wash, but like everything I say, disclaimer is that you want to make sure that when you put it through the wash, you don't shrink it. So maybe use cold water and maybe don't dry it, because I did dry this bag and it did shrink a little bit. So when I'm done washing this bag in the washer, I tend to just let it hang dry. If you're like me and you like to wash your bags, because, you know, I'm OCD like that. But this is a great bag. The only thing is that there are no like really pockets inside, just this one. So there's really no organization unless you want to put like an organizer. But this definitely fits a MacBook 16 Pro and everything else that's smaller than that, obviously. And it does have a somewhat structured, no, not really structure based. It has like this kind of rim around it, which gives it some sort of structure, but it's more like a saggy bag. And there are like these big pockets on the side here, and also a pocket in the back that I like to use to store my mobile phone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I really like this bag. If you are looking for a tote, like a school bag tote, this is a great option. I know there are so many, but yeah, this is what I have. This is what I'm using. If you like Lululemon, this is definitely something to consider. Again, they do have the nylon material one, so if you don't want like a canvas cottony material, you can opt for that. And they have different colors as well. Okay, so that is the tote that I use when I am not carrying my huge 16-inch laptop. Now, for most of the days in class, I use an iPad, but I still bring my backpack just because it's more comfortable, and I need to bring lunch because, oh, if I forgot to mention, the first course that we just finished, it started at 8:30 every day and it ended at 4 o'clock every day. So it's a full day, of course, and you go home, you gotta study, so it's kind of tiring. But it's okay. We're done with it now. But what I'm trying to say is that because it's a full day, you gotta eat lunch, right? So I ate lunch at school along with all my other peers. And so I brought a backpack just because I felt like it could fit a water bottle comfortably, lunch and everything. So this is the backpack that I've been using. I actually brought 2 backpacks here from home to Philly, and I actually switched into this one because I think it is very comfortable and it fits well and it's not super bulky. This is from the brand BagSmart. It was actually gifted to me by BagSmart. This video is not sponsored by them. I have just been using this bag and I really like it, so I just wanted to talk about it. But yeah, it's scuffed up a little bit because I do take public transit here in Philly, where the school is. I don't even think I mentioned, I'm going to Penn, and I live in an area where there's very good transportation. If you are from Philly or around this area, you probably know a lot better than I do. But you would not want to drive. I mean, it's like a downtown area, right? It's expensive for parking, so everyone takes SEPTA. So with that being said, you know, if you're like, you know, you have your backpack on and you're, you know, in the train, or if you're on the bus, you're just kind of like moving against things and it can get dirty. So that's why I've, you know, kind of scuffs on here. I didn't wash this bag. I thought it was pointless because I'm just going to be using it every day, and maybe I'll wash it at the end of the quarter or something. This is like the neutral color that they have, and there's obviously a lot of different colors. It's very nice. It's very roomy. So you have a really big pocket in the front that I just keep like wet wipes. I keep like my pill box, and then I keep my portable charger in here. This is a really good one. I do advise to bring one with you. I actually saved one of my classmates' phone. Like, she ran out of battery like twice, in not like in the same day, but different days, and I lent this to her. So yeah, I highly recommend this, especially if you're new to the city, if you're trying to figure your way out. If your phone dies, that really does kind of suck. So that's like one of my biggest fears, which is why I always keep one with me. And then here is the front pocket. It just goes like midway here. I hope you can see this. I hope this is aiming towards the camera well. And there's like little pen slots up here. I keep my pens, and then my glasses, like some mints. I have my AirPod in here. I'm not going to go into too much details, but I just wanted to show you like what you can fit in here. Like, it's very, very spacious. You know, I have like little notebook, hand sanitizer, all my like lotions and chapstick. And this thing was actually a lifesaver. I got this off Amazon. This is just a portable mini fan, which, if you know Philly during the summer, it is very, very hot and humid. Past couple of days have been actually okay. It's been in like the 80s, but I'm from California, and we have a dry heat, and I just hate anything that's like super, super hot. So I get sweaty very easily. I know it sounds gross, but I do. I get sweaty easily. So I always need a fan with me. I bought this off Amazon for like $10. It is amazing. It feels great. It has like 3 different settings, and I'm just standing there holding this like other people do. I know it maybe looks a little silly, I don't know, but I don't care because I need to stay cool. And it's not that big that it looks ridiculous. It's still like, you know, decently sized. And what's nice is that it is rechargeable, so you can plug it in and you don't have to use batteries. And it's just been working great. I've been using this for like the past 1.5 weeks, and it's been great. So I highly recommend carrying one of these portable fans if you also live in a hot area like myself. So yeah, that is the top. And then now we're going to go, oh, I didn't even need to unbuckle that, but there are buckles here on the sides, and this is a water bottle. It's so spacious. This thing can fit a really big water bottle. So I use my Stanley, not the really big one, but like the medium-sized one, and it fits in here comfortably because it has a very good stretch, as you can see. There's a middle pocket. So this bag is actually, I think, initially designed for traveling purposes, like for overnight travel. So when you go somewhere, and you'll see what I mean, is that you're able to pack clothing, because when I open this, I'm trying to show you without flipping everything open. When I open this, it looks like this, right? And then there's like this sort of the straps here, kind of like how you would have in a luggage. And so you would put your clothes in here, and you could take this, which I do plan to use this when I'm going home to visit, because I don't plan to bring a lot when I go home to visit because I have clothes there too. But yeah, it works very well for that purpose. But for me, I obviously don't put clothes in here when I go to class. Some might even think this bag isn't appropriate for class, but it works well for me. I know that I don't have a lot in here. I'm sorry, I didn't film this earlier last week because, again, it was so hectic and I just didn't have the energy to make a video during school week. But initially I had in here like all my supply kit, and I had like a blood pressure cuff and everything. But since we finished this course, I did return that to the instructor, so I don't have that in here. But when I did, it actually did fill this up a little bit more. And I would also put my lunch in this compartment, and you also have like these mesh pockets on the side here where you could put more items. I would bring a sandwich, and I actually just put it here. So it's a very spacious bag, but it doesn't look super bulky. So that's that interior pocket. And then we have here the back pocket, which is what I use. So if I need to bring my 16-inch laptop, I would put that in here. There's pretty good padding in this backpack, so it's really nice. I don't need to like put a cover on top of it or like put it in the little laptop sleeve. But for the most part, I do just have these 2 items in here. It looks really small, but I just bring my iPad because it does the job for me without being so big. I only use the laptop during exams because you need to have lockdown browser installed because everyone just takes exam from your computer, right? So obviously no one should be cheating. And then I have a notebook here. So that is all I have in the back pocket. And it fits perfectly fine. So what's also really nice is that there's decent padding here. So when you wear it, it's really comfortable, and it has like a mesh type of material here. And then what's really cool is that you can also put this on your luggage handle. You know, if you're taking this for traveling, it works very well, so you don't have to hold on to it. So yeah, I really like this bag. You know what's so funny? I think they sell this at Costco now, but again, I did get this sent to me by BagSmart to review it a couple months ago probably, and I didn't use it until I moved over to Philly, and now I'm using it and I really like it. And they come in a lot of different colors. I think they're about $60 or something, or 60 or 70 if I remember correctly, which I think is actually unfortunately, with rising prices, everything's expensive now, right? So I think it's actually a decent price for what you get. And I've been really loving it. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell you, actually, because I'm not using it right now, there is a bottom compartment which actually slips into that middle compartment that we saw earlier, where I was saying, oh, I put my lunch in. This is actually for like shoes or like dirty clothes. It goes all the way in, and it's really nice because if you want to separate out your dirty clothes from your clean items when you're traveling, or like for whatever reason, you can put it here and it won't get in contact, which I thought was a really genius idea. And because it's dirty, it's probably smelly, so they have these little ventilation things down here, which I thought, again, was genius. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this bag. I just wanted to go over it briefly with you all while I just quickly give a update about nursing school. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about either of these bags, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, I think that's it for this video. I'm planning to, I know I said that I want to do some vlogs while I'm here, like doing nursing vlogs, but man, I don't know how all these other individuals do it. It is so amazing because I have no energy to do it. I mean, I was wondering, oh, maybe should I make some morning coffee and then go out and go to school and take the subway, but yeah, I just, I don't know how I'm going to be doing this. Maybe I'll just give you all updates if you're interested in like sharing my experiences in school here in this program, and yeah, all that. But otherwise, hope this was helpful, or if not helpful, hopefully it was fun, enjoyable. Thank you so much for dropping by. I always appreciate it. And I think I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what that video is going to be about at this point, but I will see you in the next video. Okay, stay healthy, happy, and safe, and see you next time. Bye.